Yeah, we need to talk about this DLC announcement situation. The DLC situation is crazy. We just need to find the announcements here. Let's see if we can find them. Lorcana DLC. Okay. So, the Disney Lorcana challenge. This has caused a stir in the community in the sense of Ravensburger, as usual, being not fantastic at communication. We haven't heard about DLCs for a while, and obviously, clearly, they wanted to save that announcement for the World Championships. Which, you know what, I can see that. Wanting to save this kind of announcement for that. But, you know, sometimes an announcement isn't enough. Sometimes an announcement isn't enough. So the problem we're running into here, all right, is there are some positives, there are some negatives. Let's start with the positives. First, there are going to be DLCs more around the globe, Europe, blah 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 blah. Now that the game is expanding more, we're going to see more of those around the world. The problem, though, is that means we have cut DLCs, the North America DLCs. Not only have we cut the North American DLCs, but there are no DLCs as of right now planned in Canada either. So right now, there are only 3 North America DLCs. One in Milwaukee, that's in October. One in Richmond, Virginia, that's in January, which, by the way, that is the closest I've ever been to a DLC, being that I live up in the Northeast. So I'm pretty happy about that. And we have Indianapolis. Let's take a look at a map that Dan Regal posted. So the problem is we have Richmond, Virginia. Which is over here, right? We have Indianapolis, which is in Indiana. And what was the other one? Milwaukee. All of these are more on the eastern side of the United States, which completely has shut out the western half of the United States, which is funny because a lot of places in the West are very huge for card games. Think about really anywhere in California. Las Vegas is huge for card games. Even like up in the Northwest, like Oregon and Seattle. A lot of these are really, really relevant places for card games. And right now, for the next 3, for the second season of DLCs, there are none over here. So people are feeling a certain way that while, yes, there are now more DLCs out more around the world, but then they've basically slashed the amount of DLCs in North America in half, not to mention that there's none in Canada, which is absolutely crazy to me. Yeah, like here, like the European ones, Bologna, Ghent, and Dortmund, like good for them, but that's kind of irrelevant for North America, which, by the way, North America, you know, North America is right now Lorcana's biggest market. There should be more of these in North America. There just should be, in my opinion. Not only should there be more in North America, but it should be more spread across the country. As we can see from Eric's lovely meme here from 2010, is this North America? It just shows, the Northeast, Northwest, like North Central America, and how they've kind of more focused on one part. And that, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what are we doing? Honestly, what are we doing? Yeah, so here's like a non-meme map. And this is a much better, like, visual of what we're talking about here. Like, it's not like they're in, like, Philadelphia is a great TCG city. It's great for Magic, it's great for Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's great for Pokemon. I'm sure it would be good for Lorcana. And plus, it's a really big city. Places up here in the more northeast, I know places in, like, Hartford, Connecticut has shown up for decent tournaments. Where else? In the Carolinas. The Carolinas have decent tournaments. So it's just very interesting placement. Again, in my opinion, I just think, I don't know, man. Granted, there could be more announcements down the line, but, like, it's really, really, really hard to trust Ravensburger with that sort of thing, because their communication just hasn't been fantastic. It just hasn't been. And I don't know. Look at the UK ones. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty... I don't know. Maybe this is why I'll never get a card reveal or something, because I'm very outspoken about Ravensburger. And a lot of the missteps they tend to do. But the World Championship tournament that just happened, was actually a very good event with a lot of very good gameplay. Literally the best of the best made top cut, which is a good thing. You're seeing very good gameplay in your game's first ever World Championship. But the problem is now you're getting all of this, like, negative attention with the DLC announcement. Now you're getting all this negative attention. Like, why is there only 3 in North America? Why aren't there any in Canada? Why aren't there any in the UK? Why are these why are these things happening in a certain part of the country? Like, all this goodwill that could have happened from the World Championships, now people are like, oh, things just aren't changing, or if they are changing, they're changing for not good. P. Pierce said the DLC announcements made me more excited for Riftbound. That's a very, very good point. There is Riftbound, a new card game coming out, and it's the League of Legends IP, which is very, very popular. And League of Legends is one of those IPs that has been very popular for quite a while now, and has even gained popularity because of the TV show. There are players who are moving to a game like Riftbound in hopes that these things don't happen. I mean, for heaven's sake, Pixelborn now has Riftbound on it. So, this is the kind of stuff, like, they have to, this This is the kind of stuff like Ravensburger, I'm sure they're thinking about it. I'm sure, like, I don't know. Like, do I want to sit here and question, like, does this company or whoever's running the game, like, know how to run its TCG? Especially because when the game was first announced, like, their whole goal was they want to be in that upper echelon. They want to be in the same conversation as the big three, right? This is not how you do it. The big three even has problems with communication. But like, you have to be better than that. Yeah, I don't know. The DLC thing, in my opinion, is disappointing. It's definitely disappointing. I don't think RB cares about competitive play. They want a game to be for everyone, more creating to casuals and collectors. But why can't you do both? You know what I mean? Like, why can't you care about both? Like, it's funny because Yu-Gi-Oh has the complete opposite problem. Yu-Gi-Oh only really, and not just Konami, but the players too, only seem to care about advanced format and actual competitive play. That there's really not a huge casual scene outside of the somewhat supported alternate retro formats. Like, it can't be this difficult, right? You just had your world championships in Disney World. You are the Disney card game. Like, act like you're the Disney card game. Disney is one of the biggest companies, if not the biggest company in the world. I get this isn't like a Disney thing, it's a Ravensburger thing. Let me put it this way. Disney has some of the most recognizable, iconic IP in all of the world. Act like it. Act like you're a big deal. You know, the presentation of the World Championships, great. That was awesome. That's a great way to do that. All right, but kind of not seemingly taking competitive seriously, which, like, I kind of sort of agree. I don't know, man. Like, take it more seriously. And like, this game should have, and kind of does have, big collectability. This game is very casual friendly, but the competitive matters so much if you want to be taken seriously. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts on it. It just feels like the same conversation over and over and over again. You know, I think that they need to, Ravensburger that is, needs to really kind of sit down and iron out these very foundational problems that it's not even about the card game itself. How are we communicating with the players? What are we prioritizing? You know, for a game where they really want to be in that upper echelon, are they going to take it seriously? I hope they do, and I just don't. After what looked like a cool Worlds event, none of us normal people were allowed there. What looked like a very cool setup, great games, great players, which this should have been come out as a positive thing, which it still can be. We still can feel positive about the game after Worlds and praise how great Worlds looked. But give us more. You know, you should have the ability to do that. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts on it.